Well, everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name's Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll be going over the markets and looking at the kind of Bitcoin charts, a couple of other charts as well, and looking at a couple of news headlines as well. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. This weekend we went out Christmas shopping on Saturday. Well, the last of the Christmas shopping, we've done most of it. But we kind of bumped into a pub, and my son phoned me up and he said they were in where we were, close to where we were, so we went for one and it ended up staying there all night. So we didn't get any Christmas shopping done. I had to play squash on Sunday morning with a hangover. Didn't win, unfortunately, and Sunday was just a kind of chill out day and just kind of tidying the house up and stuff like that. So it was a good weekend though, spent with my wife and with my son as well, and going out and playing squash, kind of a wee bit of exercise. So that was my weekend. Hope you had a good weekend. Let me know what you've done in the comments if you're in watching just now as well. And if you're in watching and you don't usually leave a comment, just leave a comment, and if you don't know what to say, just kind of tell me where you're from in the world. Always good to know where you're from. But having said that, I'm just going to see if we're live, and I'll jump over to the chat area if we've got anybody in. We've got a few people in, so I'm just going to jump over just now. Everything looks okay. Right, we have Chris Camus in the house. Welcome to you. So Chia Ngov is in, ETH1 is in the house, Niles Bull is back with us, good to see you back. Stephen King is in as well, so good to see you all here. And if you're in, as I said, if you're watching just now, just leave a comment just to let me know kind of where you're from in the world, just to let me know where you're that you're in and you're watching. That'll be good. Gino Dow is back with us as well. Mark Innes is here, good to see you, buddy. I should have a wee drink of my coffee. I found vanilla syrup for the coffee. I have not been able to get it for a while, but I found it vanilla syrup yesterday as well, so that's good. So coffee is tasting good as well. Marcus Japani is in. Chris Camus playing squash with a hangover must be so. Oh, it's a nightmare. Sometimes I actually play better, but it's an hour and a half running around. There's three of us, so it's a round robin, so you do get kind of breaks in between, but it's really 100 miles an hour. But I love it. I totally love squash. Good day for veg, yes indeed, so we're going to look at that as well. So we'll go over the markets first of all and see what the hell is going on. So we have an overall market capitalization of 197 billion. We've got Bitcoin dominance, kind of the same, 66.4%. Bitcoin has gone down to 7,251. It did go below that as well, and I'll show you some signs where I think it's going to go back up. We've got a couple of signs that it could go back up from here. I'm still holding out for $9,000 for the end of December, but a lot of people, that's a very contrarian view, I think. A lot of people are saying it's going to go down to 6,200, 6,000-ish, and it could do that, but there's a couple of bullish signs that we'll look at as well. Who's the winners and losers? We have VeChain up 22% just now. It was up higher than that, but it's going up, so it's doing really, really well on the back of a kind of announcement that was made with Microsoft. Energy is up 17.69%, Molecular Future is up, and Fetch AI is up double-digit greens today as well. In the green, we have around about 30%, I would say. Losers, Mindall down 15%, Synthetics down 12%, that's only two in double-digit reds. We'll go to all of cryptocurrency. I don't think I've done the view all, so I'll come back to that in a second once I get it set up. View all, and we'll go over 10k, and that just takes about 30 seconds to load. Okay, so we'll go into Cryptobubbles first. This is over the last 24 hours. You can see we're predominantly, I'd say reddish there, with a few outstanding ones like VeChain, Energy, Sealy, Chili's, and Molecular Future, and Nexus is up as well. But I'd say kind of mainly in the red there. We'll see it over this is in USD, we'll see it in Satoshi value, turns kind of green. So dollar value is obviously down because the Bitcoin price is down. We'll look at it over the last hour. What are we? I'd say kind of predominantly in the red, but it's kind of 50-50-ish. It's not by that much in the red, to be honest. That's USD. We'll look at Satoshi value, more in the green. That tells you the Bitcoin price, the dollar value is going down as well. Okay, we'll go back to all these and see who's done well over the last 24 hours. That can't be right. That's all cryptocurrencies, and over the last 24 hours, VeChain is at the top. That's highly unusual. Have we got that right? That is very unusual indeed. So it looks as if it's still just loading the top ones. Oh, we all need to skip that for today. I don't know why that's doing that. So saying VeChain is at the top. Unless it's not, we usually get at least 2 or 3 that's over 100%, because there's now 4,883 listed. So I don't know why. There's something going on with that. I've not changed anything. I think I've done it over 10k. Let's look at that. Nah, something that's not kind of calculating properly, but that's fine. We can just leave that. Fear and greed index is coming down again to 28. Not quite extreme fear, but we're getting down there. Last week was 21. It got down to. It's now at 28, so it's coming back down the way again. And we'll go to the tie. This is sentiment. Sentiment is 50-50 for Bitcoin at the moment. Ethereum is down. I've just called Ethereum this morning in the premium group. I think that is going to go up. Litecoin, middle of the road. EOS 62, XRP 55, just above middle. Bitcoin Cash, we'll not bother looking at them. So look at the coins, it could do well. And look at the sentiment for them as well, and the relative trading volume. So Adex, 638% relative trading volume. You can see sentiment is very high, but it's up 12% already. Could it go higher? Probably, but I don't know. We don't know that. We can look at the charts for that. You can see Matrix AI network as well is high. Relative trading volume is not that high. What is doing well? The sentiment is not really high at all for the alts here, which is unusual. Okay, go back to chat area. T-Lock Eyes for You is in. Josh is in the house. Howdy from Arizona. Good to see you here, Josh. Don't think I've seen you here before. RC, Richard is in the house. Good day to you. Mitch Dieter is in. Gina Dalvet has more companies coming on board with VT and 10 million burn VT coin. Yeah, it's looking really good for VeChain, and that's one of the ones I called 3 weeks ago at 46 satoshi, and it's went up over 100% now. So really happy with that. Mike D is in the house. Welcome to you, one of our brilliant admins. Good to see you here, Mike. Okay, so we'll look at the charts. We'll go to the kind of Binance first, see what's happening. So we've got VeChain is up there at 23%. Where did it get up to? 106 it got up to, which is fantastic. And you can see kind of crossed over here at 43 in the premium group. I called it 46, and it's done extremely well since then as well. And they're just building and building and building. And that's one of the ones we've seen very close to the bottom, round about 38. So it's been a great one for a long-term hold. We've got the next kind of stage to get up to. When I'm talking about VeChain, it said it would go up to about 77, come down, go back up again. And it's done exactly that, and it's come up to the 100th level, and it's surpassed that. So we've got the next level about 150 for VeChain. So it might come down a wee bit, but it looks as if it's got a lot of momentum just now. So we need to wait and see what happens with that. But it's looking good just now. Nexus is still up there as well. That kind of shot up as well. And it did go up to a high of 4,761 satoshi, which was amazing. So that's on the week. We'll look at the daily. There was no indicators on the daily because it was on a downward slope, but I'm presuming there's some news there. I've not checked it for the news, but it did jump up. Hopefully it's not just a pump and dump. Power Ledger as well, that went up on the back of a CZ tweet as well. So that shot up as well. 547. It has gone up as high as 20%. Kind of coming back down a wee bit now. Yeah, but Power Ledger doing well, and it's coming off an all-time low as well. So good time to look at Power Ledger, and we looked at that a couple of weeks ago as well. Key is up in double digits. Fetch AI is up. Adex we've seen as well. That jumped up kind of big time. Went up to 1364. Come back down since. And there's that recency effect we kind of spoke about. Here it did get up to 1422 before. That was back in October, beginning of October. And again, it's come back up to almost meet that. And I've said before about the recency effect. If within a couple of months it's hit an all-time high or a kind of previous local high, it tends to, when it jumps back up again, it tends to almost reach the same height as it did before. And it's done that exactly with Adex as well. So that was for a jump across, when it crossed over at 52%, so that would have been a good one to get into. And that's it in double digits. Kucoin, I'll have a wee look at Kucoin as well. We've got VeChain obviously. Coty is up 22% on Kucoin. What's the volume on that? 9.03 volume, which is good. It doesn't look that good on the charts, but we're close to its low as well, which is good for Coty. I think that could be a hidden gem. MAP is up 38%, it's only 1.5 volume. It's just recently came onto Kucoin. Don't know much about MAP at all. Marco Polo protocol. Never heard of it. Describes itself as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system infrastructure, aims to achieve blockchain world public chain, TPS sharing, intelligent scheduling. Peer-to-peer electronic cash system aims to offer unlimited expansion of TPS. There's too many projects doing the same thing, but you never know which one's going to come out. TFL is up 19%. HPB is up 15%. Energy is up 14%. We've seen that. Power is up. Fetch, Key, and the usual ones. And that's it, really, for Kucoin as well. Go back to chat. G-Slick is in the house, saying yay, VeChain. VeChain's doing really, really well. I still expect them to go higher as well. Gino Dow, and do you think VeChain will pass Tron price next few months? We'll have a look at the comparison. James, Oklahoma, one of our brown admins from the US is in the house. Good to see you, James. Hope you're doing well, mate. Right, we'll just have a look at the charts, the Bitcoin chart. So this is the CME chart actually. So just looking for any gaps, and there's no gaps to fill. Apart from this one, we've still got this gap to fill at 11,700. Everybody seems to have forgotten about this one back in August. So we've still got this gap to fill. The last gap has already been filled. Last gap back in October was filled kind of almost straight away. So the CME gap, there's still one to be filled here at 11,000. Well, 11,700. Will it go up before December to 11,700? You never know. You never know. Okay, so look at the price at the moment, 7,190. We're still within this kind of descending channel just now, but it's still a channel, and we could go down to as low as, by the end of the year, as low as 5,500 and still be in this channel, and as high as 8,300 at the end and still be in that channel as well. And we're looking for a break to the upside or a break to the downside to see which direction we're going. But still, I'm holding out for this channel, and I still like the look of this. If we go to, that's what we'll do. Go to Bitcoin daily. This is on the daily. We'll go to the weekly just now, and this is why it could be bullish. It could, there's a chance it could bounce off the 50 EMA here. So crossed over back on the 6th of May on the weekly, and that's the 7 EMA crossing over the 50 EMA, crossed over at around 5,312. It did go up 160% from the crossover, and now it's looking for the cross down. It's not quite there yet. You can see it's just touching, so we might get a bounce off the 50 EMA from here. We've also got the MACD crossing up over as well, so that's looking, that's a bullish sign as well. And we're still a relatively low kind of RSI at 42, so we're getting down to that kind of oversold area just now as well, so it could come down a wee bit more. And the weekly has just started today, so it could come down a wee bit more, even to 6,000, and that RSI will come down. We could get a bounce from there as well. Volume is kind of picking up a wee bit from its last couple of weeks. So it's looking bullish from that point of view as well. So there are a few bullish signs, there's obviously bearish signs as well. On the weekly, we're looking for that cross down over as well on the 7 EMA and the 50 EMA on the weekly. So that's a bearish sign, but MACD is looking good on the weekly as well. Let's see. Where are we? Down a bit here. Yeah. I'll just go there actually. So the MACD on the daily for the weekly chart is crossing over. And we'll go to the daily for that. So daily is a 36 RSI, and the daily for the MACD, I do apologise, it's for the MACD, it's not the weekly. So we'll go on the daily just now. So, but for the weekly chart, it could bounce off this 50 EMA, which it can do. We've seen that time and time again. It bounces off the 50 EMA and goes back up from here. So it's still looking good. And that's on the daily as well. That's good. We've got it all set up for the dailies. So we've got MACD daily crossover, which is looking bullish for Bitcoin as well. So there's still some hope there, but there are a lot of bearish signs as well. And we could go down from here quite easily. But I tend to look towards the bullish, but we have to look at the two sides of the coin there. So this is the kind of channel we're still in at the moment. I would imagine we're going to stay in this for some time until we get a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside. I'm feeling it's going to be a break to the upside after when we get into 2020. So see there. And by the way, if you want me to look at any charts, any of your kind of favourite coins or anything, any of your favourite projects, let me know. And we can look at the charts for there. Okay, we'll look at some of the news headlines. VeChain, Thor blockchain will host Microsoft-backed release of 1980s gamebook. So The Way of the Tiger, one of the gamebook genre pioneers and a true 1980s legends, will be released with non-fungible tokens on VeChain. Thor Microsoft is on board. So it was released by award-winning Jamie Thompson. 1980s reveals the story, blah, blah, blah. Imagine playing Magic the Gathering, but knowing if you owned a card, it really does belong to you. So this is on the blockchain. So putting it on the blockchain with a partnership from VeChain as well, which is pretty amazing for VeChain. So there's more and more good news coming out with VeChain. And we're seeing that kind of hybrid I've been talking about, the hybrid between kind of traditional business and kind of blockchain business, and they're coming together to form some sort of hybrid, but it's coming together for blockchain as well. So more use cases for blockchain, which is always good to see. Ethereum 2.0 upgrade may revive staking in 2020. So new staking projects appeared in the past year, and this is from Bitcoinist. Staking with Ethereum, Tezos baking grows on wider coin adoption as well. So new staking projects appeared in the past year, and this is from Alex Kruger. 2020 could be the year of staking, driven by Ethereum 2.0. I know you're going to be able to start staking Ethereum as well. Market is likely overlooking its impact because the upgrade is rather complex. Take Tezos for example, plus 44% versus USD, plus 73% versus BTC, since Coinbase announced staking this month. So that's baking for Tezos. Passive income is not a meme. This is how interesting passive income looks like. Do you see the trend? So it's going up and up all the time. According to Alex Kruger. Staking with Ethereum, the promised staking mechanism will extend the culture of storing ETH coins. And I think this, I've been saying this for ages, this along with kind of what's happening in the DeFi space is going to send Ethereum back up to $1,000 again, quite easily in 2020, I think. Currently, passive income for ETH is possible for schemes such as Maker, Compound, as well as exchange-based returns programs offered by Binance. Tezos baking grows on wider coin adoption. So currently there's an annual income of 6.21%, which is much better than the banks. You might think, well, 6.21% is not that good, but if you've got a lot of money kind of put aside, then 6.21% annualized is really good. If you're looking for some stability with that as well. If I was to get investors on board and I was going to offer them 6.21% per year, and a lot of people would jump at the chance for that. So this is currently what you can do. Other ones such as LivePeer are offering 78.6%, but their price has gone down. The actual price of the coin has gone down 60% since August, so that's not really kind of an option either. But there are more and more kind of DeFi projects coming out with staking and offering good returns as well. Coinbase holds a whopping 966,230 Bitcoin, $7 billion in cold wallet. Now, when I seen that headline, I thought that's a kind of big security risk, but obviously you'd think if it was Coinbase, they would be extremely kind of secure. But it says here, this is from Being Crypto. According to recent reports, Coinbase have a whopping 966,000 in its cold wallet. The exchange is increasingly becoming like a bank, which stores a growing number of deposited cryptocurrency assets. So $7 billion worth of assets. There it is, yeah, a possible security risk. Depending on how you look at it, you may view this as a failure of proper decentralization. In the case of a security breach, there are massive amounts of holdings being managed by just a handful of exchanges and entities. Some have commented that this development is evidence of exchanges becoming like banks and represents a serious problem in the industry. So that's one of my concerns with regards to that as well. However, it just depends on what security measures have got in place as well. Justin Sun, one of his usual kind of tweets, has come out. One more announcement. Stay tuned for a new acquisition in BTT and TRX ecosystem. Tron, Biton is not mentioning Wink there, which he usually does, or Win token, but this is Justin Sun going back to his usual, which he was doing well for a bit, but he's going back to his usual, reverting to form again with his announcement of an announcement. Yeah, Poloniex caught telling followers to buy Tron in a deleted tweet as well. So this was a tweet, and this is on the 1st of December, 2:57 PM. It just says, let's buy Tron. So this was caught, it was up for about 28 minutes, and then it was kind of deleted after that. Deleted just 28 minutes after posting. Luckily, Crypto deleted tweets managed to catch a screenshot of the tweet before it was deleted. So I think that's it for the headlines I was looking at. Three key metrics suggest Bitcoin price has completed its macro bear cycle. That's the ones I kind of looked at there as well. Oh, this guy's got an advert, Richard Hart. I don't know if, I've not looked at Hex yet. I don't know if you've looked at Hex, but I've seen the Richard Hart tone vase. I don't know if you've seen that. I think Richard Hart kind of blew tone vase out of the water in that interview. Well, it wasn't an interview, it was a kind of head-to-head kind of thing. Right, okay, we'll go back. Gino Dow, rumours that VET will hit $1 soon. Steve, did you get some ADA and the Shelley snapshot? No, I didn't. I don't hold ADA just now. I'm still very bullish on ADA. And I did have a ton of them before I kind of made a huge mistake. I've told you about that with that and XRP as well, but I'm not going to cry about it. So I don't hold any of them, unfortunately. Right, if you want me to look at any charts, let me know. I know this is, as I said, it's going to be a quick one today. Not the usual kind of long. How many people we got in just now? 26 people in just now. So if you do want me to look at charts, let me know. We'll just have a look at some of the Binance charts. Nexus, you can see there on the daily, Nexus didn't really have indicators to say it was going to go up, even on the 4-hourly. So it's jumped up, and I don't know why it's jumped up. Is there news on Nexus? Just look on Nexus. I don't even know. Dollar NXS. Nope. 200% incoming. So Nexus official, we'll go to Nexus official. Okay, token it is easy, simple download the wallet, go to user page, choose your token name. Right, so I don't know kind of the big news that's out there for Nexus. But there was no real kind of indications that it was going to shoot up like that, so I'm presuming it's some fundamental kind of news. Key, you see there, that's what I was talking about. Bitcoin is bouncing off the 50 EMA here, certainly on a 4 hourly. On the daily, we'll go to daily. Yeah, bouncing off the 50 EMA there as well, and before going back up. And coming off close to an all-time low as well. So self-key has done well. Power Ledger coming up an all-time low, and a tweet from ZZ has helped that. VeChain crossed over around about 514, doing well, up 50% at the moment, coming up an all-time low as well. So there's so many tokens just now, so many projects just now coming off all-time lows. So the risk to reward ratio is amazing for some of them. VeChain 102 just now. So this is the next level, probably 104, but it's kind of broken that, but it's not stayed above it. So 104, then on up to 127 for VeChain, then up to 174. It'd actually be lower than that, probably up to here, 159-ish. So it could do extremely well, VeChain. And considering it's been 272 before, the highest it's been, and there's so much more fundamental news there as well. POT is going up, coming up an all-time low. POT was the all-time low, 18. It's up already for that. Dent. Need to go to Dent US, or we'll just go to Dent Ethereum. Check it on. Yeah, still very, very low just now. This is Dent Ethereum. We'll go to the 4 hourly, see if there's any kind of thing happening there. At 108, it crossed over at 108 on the 4 hourly. Nothing much happening just now with Dent. We've looked at it a couple of times now, but nothing much is happening with it. Dent PPT. PPT is doing well at the moment. PPT, BTC. Yeah, it's still doing well. All-time low down there at 3,280. It's went up over 100% so far. We're talking next level. Go to daily to get a bigger picture. So what we want to do is look at support and resistances. So, don't want that. Horizontal. So we've got next resistance at 9,080. It's kind of almost touched that. So it's looking to go back up to there to break 9,080. Then you've got the next support after that, kind of 14,000. So it's looking good for Populous at the moment. Where is support area? I'd say the support area is here. So then we're looking at, if you were to enter just now, what is the risk to reward kind of ratio? We'll push that up here. So we're going to go to just below here. So we're risking 20% for the next jump, 2020. So it's about 50-50. So for an entry here, it could obviously break 9,000 and go up to the 14,000. Might do that, but it's, there's a lot better risk to reward ratios kind of out there just now. And if we look at Ethereum actually for a risk to reward ratio, just to give you an example, I kind of was doing that this morning. So what we're doing is looking at supports and resistances. So there's a resistance there, that'd be the next one, next major one. And then we're talking about 278 or 2.78 million. And we're looking at support round about here. We're doing risk to reward. We'll push that just under here at 6.55%. So we've got 1.43 to get to next level. To get to next level above that, we've got 5.44 risk to reward ratio. But 1.433 or 1.48 is better than the Populous one. if you were to do that, but you're risking 6.5% and hopefully gaining 9%, or possible gain of 9% to get to its next level there. But there's much better ones out there than that as well. I'll just go down and show you a couple. So these are the ones that are high at the moment. There was one, XRP I think represents a good one. So again, we're going to go to the next resistance area. We're going to go to support. Here we're talking around about, say here for support. And then risk to reward. Talking just below support at 3.7%, and to get to the next major resistance. So you've got a risk to reward ratio of 6.42. So XRP is looking good from a risk to reward ratio point of view, but if we put the support even down here, or the next resistance down here, we've still got 2.69 for a risk to reward ratio. So I'm starting to look more and more at that as I'm kind of doing trades as well. Just go back, Pundi and ADA, PundiX, NPXS, and we'll look at it from Ethereum point of view. This is on the daily. So the lowest, again, we've got support. I have to put in round about here. I say 94 GUI, I know it's more than that, I think it's 9,400 GUI. That's 10 decimal places, I believe, or more than that. We're not even coming up for a crossover. We're coming up for a crossover on the daily, which is a good thing. I've never done that. I've kind of briefly done it on the 31st of May and briefly done it on the 27th of February, but the last time was the 26th of January and came up for a crossover there. So again though, if you think about it from a risk to reward ratio point of view, but I've been saying this for ages for PundiX. So we're going to put a stop loss down here. So you're talking about 11.54%. I'll just bring this all the way over. And where's the next kind of major resistance? Or, yeah, you're talking about the resistance. So put the resistance in round about here. That was previously support, so that's now going to become resistance. So the risk to reward ratio is 4.25, which is actually really good. So you're risking 11.54%. If you're going in at this price just now and you're putting your stop loss just below this support line, and this is on the Ethereum chart, and the next major resistance is probably a wee bit lower than that, but that's not major resistance. Next major resistance is up 156 GUI or 15,600 GUI. So that represents a good risk to reward ratio. Cardano, that's looking good as well. Still, ADA BTC. Still in this channel, try to break out. Remember I spoke about this channel before, we've been in that since the beginning of August. Try to break out of that. Once it breaks out of that, then that's a definite buy. But it's a buy just now, crossed over on the daily, around about 478. Still looking good for Cardano. Volume is okay as well. We're going to look at it on the bigger ADA BTC, and we'll go to the daily there. We've got daily. So it looks like it's going to cross down over a wee bit on the MACD. RSI is a wee bit high, so it might have a wee bit to fall for Cardano before it bounces back up. So it might come down to this 50 EMA around about the 500 level and bounce back up again, and that'll bring obviously the RSI down. We'll bring the MACD crossing down over, and then it might be a turn back up from there. Volume is down as well. So yeah, there might be a downturn in Cardano. Long term, wouldn't be worried at these prices at all. I'd still be accumulating. But short term, within the next couple of weeks, it looks like it's going to go down. And Momentum also pumping. Great change when you're on the right coins. Exactly, yeah. T-Mac, good morning, Steve. Any thoughts on PN, XTZ, Tezos? I'm staking to get a role for staking. I'm staking to get a role for staking. I don't know what that means. Just let me know. I think obviously it's a spell mistake there. I'm just trying to figure out what it means. Tezos, I've not looked deeply into Tezos, to be honest. I know obviously Coinbase are doing the baking for it as well, and you're getting a good percentage rate. But if you're holding it long term, 6.81%, I wouldn't be in crypto if I was only wanting 6.81%, to be honest. But obviously you're going to get a double dump there because the price is going to go up of Tezos as well. Plus you're going to get that 6.81% stake as well. So you're getting a double dump there, which is quite good if it continues to go up. But we'll look at Tezos anyway. Let's see what the chart is saying. XTZ, BTC. I'm going to look at the Satoshi value. So you can see there, since beginning of November, had a jump of 114%. And this is just because it's just recently came onto Binance, relatively recently in September. So look at XTZ on another one, BTC. And we'll go with BTC, that's got a longer history. So you can see there's still a fair way to go, not to get to even its all-time high, but it's kind of recent high in June of 78,000 Satoshi, and we're at 16,000 just now. So it could represent a great opportunity if you're staking it just now as well. So you're getting 6.81% staking, plus obviously you're getting the double done if this goes up as well. So it could potentially, just to get to its recent all-time high, go up another 378% just to get to that recent all-time high. And more fundamental good news about it as well. So yeah, it looks really good from a longer term point of view. Pundy X Bob phone looking good. Excellent, I've not seen it. Nulls BT Bab is totally ballistic, made 3x. So a lot of people are talking about Bab just now. I'm still not into it, still won't get into it obviously. But we'll take a look at it and see what's happening with Bab just now. So we'll go BAX and we'll go Ethereum. And CoinMarketCap, because it's more accurate. So down to 191 just now. It did get up to 302. I think that's... I'll just have a wee look because I think that's wrong as well. We'll look BAX Ethereum. Yeah, so 191 at the moment. Look on BAX BTC. Yep, it's all-time high. Not all-time high, sorry, local kind of high just now for the last year or so, is it? Not quite there for the last, since April. So it's back up to 4 Satoshi, which is the highest it has been. What's the volume like? Got somewhere on 0.6 volume, 0.6 BTC. Let's look in. What's the liquidity like? Liquidity is not good at all. I don't know what it's like on the other exchanges. But it'd be a very slow process. If you held about 30-40 million of BAX tokens, it'd be a very slow process to sell a lot of these and make the profits. But a lot of people have made a lot of profit since these all-time lows. So it's doing well. It's doing well. Dame, I sold on my bad but made a nice gain. Excellent. ETN. Not looked at ETN for a while. ETN and Huobi. Crossed over on the daily, which is looking good. And I can put some resistance lines there. So I crossed over on this, the first resistance at 49 Satoshi, which is brilliant. Next resistance is 58. Once it gets over that, you're looking at 70. So it's looking good for Electroneum just now. Crossed over on the daily, as I said. Volume is not that high. So I would ETN. Yeah, and it's kind of overbought at the moment on the RSI. So I'd be careful with that just now. We could still go higher. but it's at the overbought stage just now, so it might be due a downturn. So just pay attention to that. So it came down a wee bit, then went back up. Yeah, so it's due a wee bit of a kind of correction there, but it's done well. 40 up to 52%. DGB. And we'll look at Bitrex price. Then we'll look at DGB, it was round about the 81 level, and we're looking at risk to reward ratio there, and it's proven to be quite a good, it was a good one. The risk to reward ratio back then was 3.13, so risking $1 to get possibly $3.13 back, and it's kind of staying true to that just now. So it's still looking okay. Obviously you'd move your risk up, so if we kind of push this up here just now, and we're putting this here, and just go auto, come down and risk it down here. So the new risk to reward ratio is still 5.67 just now, because you're going to risk less with the recent highs. So yep, still looking good for Digibyte. And Litecoin, really like Litecoin as well. LTC, BTC, long term. So again, brilliant risk to reward ratio, because you've got coming down to its all-time low again, or close to a local low. So what about its all-time low actually on Binance certainly. So over the last, how far do we go back in Binance? So 2.5 years. It's close to its lowest in 2.5 years. So we'll put this down. I'm going to put it down here because we're going to look at the wick for that as well, if you're putting a stop loss in. So you put that down here. So you say risk 6.74% for Litecoin, and to get to its recent, I would say here, and take this out, and to get to there, so we're talking about a risk to reward ratio of 1.75 just to get to the next level, which is not that good, but not that bad either. The next level would be a risk to reward ratio of 3.09. So yeah, for Litecoin for the long term looks good for me as well. Certainly on satoshi value, LTC USD probably look different. $45.78. You can see it's nowhere near its all-time low. $22 there, and its all-time low in dollar value, we're talking about $3.80 odds. That's back in 2016. But its recent low over the last kind of couple of years was $22. Will it get down to that again? Possibly, but it's because the Bitcoin price has gone down, obviously. But if you look at satoshi value, it still represents a good opportunity here, I think. UUU, so your network, Huobi. Now last time I looked at it, said it could possibly do that. It's going below that just now on the daily, but again hitting an all-time low. You've got the all-time low there. Yep. So it could go below this. If it goes below this, obviously you're going to hit another all-time low there. And we're going back all the way. So it would be an all-time low, literally. So again, brilliant risk to reward ratio there, if the fundamentals are the same. And Gina Dallas seems an altcoin bull run on low cap coins. Yeah, it does. I've been saying that for a while. I think we're at a low level kind of altcoin season. It's not started. Well, it has started, but it's just very... It's kind of just trudging along just now. It's not kind of went parabolic or anything, but I still think it's doing good. XRP will drop, release from escrow. We'll see what happens there, Gino. Dennis Van der Hayden, APL. APL, looked at this before. That's not that one, it's charts. Where are they? Charts. APL, BTC. Apollo, and we'll do coin market cap. So 4 hourly, coming up for the 4 hourly is you can see I've put in the all-time low there just now as well, or close to a recent low then. That was back in October, so it's not the all-time low. We'll go to the daily to get a bigger macro picture. Where is the all-time low? All-time low is down here at 7. On daily, it did get up to 20. Could be, I don't know what the volume is like. Volume 267,000. The volume's actually okay. So again, I was going to say a good risk to reward ratio, but you're talking 45% for its all-time low, and to get up to here, so a risk to reward ratio of 3, but you're risking 45%. You just wouldn't do that. You'd just want to risk 6 or 7%, or up to 10%. So risk to reward ratio of possible 8 there. I'll put it down there. So risking about 10%, possibly gaining 72%. So it represents a good risk to reward ratio. You're not going to the all-time low, you're just going to the recent kind of support there. So risking 9%, which is good for a low value coin, or a low satoshi value coin. Share token, please. Andreas is in the house as well. Crushed your wee likes, it says Mark Innes. Excellent. Share token. Now, I've never looked at that for a while. Still to do the video on that as well. And SHR, where are we? I usually have it open. I do it. So share token has gone down, which is quite right. I mean, it's gone up 400% or something. It did go up. Well, 500% is due a correction, and we said that before. So it's come down a wee bit, which is not that much. Actually, it's come down to 40.44. Still represents a good opportunity in my view for the long term. And we've looked at share token as well. SHR, it's now on coin market cap, which is good. The market cap is not there yet, but volume is still really good on that as well. And it's just gone on to coin market cap now, but at least it's on there now. Once we get the actual number of tokens and circulating supply, we'll be able to get that as well. But circulating, I think it's about 7 million just now it will be. So if we times that, we'll go to, I'll just try and get the market capitalization. And we'll times that by, let's say 1.9 billion. 900, 123, 123. So 6 million market cap just now. So still doing extremely well, still liking the look of share token. I'll still be covering that as well, going to be doing a video on that. I'm also going to be doing a video on Uptrennd as well. This is a new social media platform, and kind of recently started with them over the last 2 weeks. So I'm liking Uptrennd just now, but there's a few things that could be done with it. So we need to get more people onto Uptrennd as well. So I'm going to be kind of doing a video on that. I'm going to be interviewing as well CEO of Uptrennd as well. Not for the actual tokens, not for the 1UP tokens specifically, not as an investment, but just to show you the kind of Uptrennd platform as well. I'm just trying to be one of the first people on it. But there's a few people on it just now, a few big names on it just now, that I really like. So I'll be doing a video on Uptrennd as well. And the 1UP tokens as well, I think 1UP. I think this is an extremely low market cap, so it's not really from an investment point of view. Yeah, 46,000 market cap. So it's extremely low just now, but I'm not kind of recommending it as an investment one. It's mainly for the kind of platform, but I have bought a few kind of Uptrennd tokens as well. But I'm not going to be doing a video specifically for that. It's for the platform itself, so it could be a really good one. This for the platform, and then if the platform takes off, then guess what? Obviously, the price of the tokens are going to go up as well. So yes, still big on ShareRing as well. So that's looking really good. Your thoughts on Neblio, please. I'll just look at the charts. NEBL. Daily is looking good, coming up with all-time low. Always like it coming up with all-time low. This to me represents some brilliant opportunities just now. I'm going to say the all-time low is there. And I'm going to say a recent support we're going to get round about here. So again, we're working out risk to reward. We're going to go just below there. That's at 15%, so that's not that good. And where's the next kind of area we surpassed that? So we're looking for round about here. So risk to reward ratio of 2.46. Ideally would like it higher, but it still could be a good opportunity there as well. It's crossed over in the daily. Volume is going up slightly as well. So it looks okay. Looks okay. Your thoughts? Would bet surpass TRX price? Ah, right. Okay, sorry, I forgot about that. So VeChain is 102 satoshi. Are you talking about in market cap value, or so? We'll just have a look. VeChain 417 million, and we've got TRX 1 billion. So you want it to go double that. So you're talking about satoshi value possibly as well. So TRX BTC. Okay, so the VeChain price is in the orange line, and you've got Tron here at 212. Will it go above that? I honestly don't know. Honestly don't know if it will. Will it go up another 100%? With VeChain, you're talking about $1 billion valuation if it goes up 100% from here. Well, 800 million valuation. And if the Bitcoin price goes up, it will be over $1 billion for that. I think it's doing all the right things, to be honest. I think it is doing all the right things just now, but will it go up and surpass Tron and Satoshi value? I don't think so, not in the short term. I don't think it will, but it's doing all the right things. I think it's going to be huge as well. Been saying that for a while for VeChain, and it's certainly looking at that way. Mark Innes is saying, come on, vet. Mark Innes, Uptrennd seems user-friendly. It is user-friendly. There's still a lot of things to do on it, but it does look looks okay. Chinadal, yes, and USD. And USD value. So yeah, I don't think it's going to do it short term, but it's got the potentials there just now for VeChain, and I think it is going to be definitely in the top 10 coins possibly as well. We'll just look, where could we get to? Yeah, well, we're at 25 just now. It's at 25 just now. So top 15, I would say, relatively easily. Yeah, but I'm not saying that in the next couple of weeks or anything, but that's just my thoughts on it as well. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. People got 30 people watching, so unless there's any more. Yep. Okay, I'll leave it there just now. Thank you very much for tuning in. I didn't expect a lot of people in, to be honest, but there's been a few people in, so thank you very much, and for your kind of comments and your interactions as well. Always appreciated. And the last one out, please hit that like button if you're the last one out. But until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.